So for the next step, we're going to get all of the pieces off the runners. So there are two schools of thought in this, and I'm going to show you both techniques that I use. One is for when I'm building without any plans for painting, and another one is for when I actually plan on painting the kit. So first off, we start by cutting off the pieces via the larger parts of the sprue. So this is relatively simple, it's easy to do, and this is what I normally do if I'm going to be building without painting. So you have the part right there. And then after using the big cutter, I move to my god hands, and I just simply snip all of the excess nubs off. So angle is very important. I try to cut along with the way the piece is connected to the sprue. That way you minimize any marks. Alright, and then after you're done, inspect the piece for any nub marks. Alright, there's one right there. It's not focusing well. So you're just gonna have to believe me that there's a nub mark right here. So we take a file and we very gently file off the excess. Note that when I say gently, I mean really gently, because you're going to be leaving some scratch marks on it if you file too hard. So I like to go file in different directions because that removes any of the obvious scratch marks. So there you go. Nice and clean. Alright. So let me check. Alright, this one's good. Just remove some of the excess here at the bottom. Alright, then we're going to do the next one. Inspect for nub marks. This one doesn't seem to have any. And so we're good. So I take all of the little bits and put them aside so that they're easier to clean up later. So the next technique that I do when I'm going to paint is I just cut directly from the sprue. This way you tend to leave some stress marks, but then all of that gets painted over anyway. So it's perfectly fine. And be sure to make really clean cuts. Alright. Then, like the previous piece, check for any nub marks. Yeah, there's a small nub mark over here. So we're just going to file that down. Make sure it's completely flat. Alright, there's a small one here. Yes, I tend to do the pegs as well, so that you can get a perfect fit when you snap them together. And there's a little imperfection right there at the tip of the ball. So I just do a little filing in a round motion, and that tends to fix things real quick. Alright, now I'm going to do the next one. Alright. Alright. And we are almost done. And there you go. That's pretty much how I cut parts from the sprue. Another thing I like to do, and I'm not sure if this will be helpful for you, is I like to cut the label of the runner from the sprue. So I clean it up a bit, remove all of the excess bits. So I tend to keep this and put it along with all the other parts that I've cut off, so I know exactly what sprue the parts came from. In addition to that, I also use this as like a test piece, so that if I want to try out a certain paint scheme, or I'm not sure how a certain color would work on it, I can paint on this, and it'll give me more or less relatively accurate results of how it will look like when I paint parts. So that's it for this video. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope you join me for the next part. Bye!